In this video you're about to see, Trevor Noah asked a simple yet powerful question.
Do you think that integration was the right move? And now I'm separating two things, because I know in America people are like, well, of course, I mean, there was racism and there was segregation. And I go, yeah, no. I'm separating them. Let's separate someone being oppressed and someone not being able to get a job and someone not being able to get a bank loan. Let's take all of those, the negative things away, because I'll put myself out personally and say, I think whether we're talking about gifted kids who are anomalous, let's say, to the norm, whether we're talking about and I mean anything that does not fit into a category, I think part of the reason Finland is able to do it is because, have you been to Finland?
It's very homogeneous.
I've been to Finland. You know who's in Finland? Finnish people. That's it. And because they're all Finnish, there's an idea of like, no, we all head in the same direction. We all know what our actions mean. Now, even if you shout at me, I know what your shout means. The same way an Italian knows what an Italian shout means.
Yeah.
Right? I know I'm prefacing it with a lot because it's a loaded question.
Yes.
But I would love to know if you think integration was the right solution, maybe, on the other side of, America, of civil rights.
Yeah. No, I don't. And I don't think it's actually that controversial when if you understand that segregation and integration weren't the only options. Like within those two options, it may seem like integration is the more progressive. Like, of course, we don't want segregation. But again, when you're being integrated into institutions, into a culture that's a supremacist culture, that's a culture that feeds off of hierarchy, that feeds off of insecurity, anxiety, why are we being integrated into that?
I can't begin to tell you how much I appreciate sisters who refuse to allow the people who oppressed their ancestors, who enslaved their ancestors, and who breed them like cows and torture them. I can't tell you how much I appreciate that these sisters, whoever they are, refuse to allow the descendants of the colonizer to further colonize their mind, their heart, and their womb. Those sisters deserve their flowers. I'm not one to look back and cry over spilled milk, but I agree 100% with what she's saying. But this is where we are at. So what are we going to do about it right now? Because many of us seem to believe that wars are still done in line formation, where the enemy is to make their plans, their agenda, obvious to you. We don't realize the propaganda, the trickery, the subtleness, the games, and the layers after layers that are being used. We see it happening in Africa. We see it happening in Australia and other parts of the world. But for some reason, we seem to believe that we are unique and special, that we are overlooked. But in the same time, you see the land getting bought up by the descendants of the same people who oppressed your ancestors. Yet, you think that they are your friends, when they have written it so many years ago that the slaves are to trust you with everything. They should want to run to you and snitch to you about their brethren. And the same games are being played today. I see sisters and brethren out here, not only are they getting colonized mentally, but they're getting colonized physically. They're giving them every part of their body, their mind, their heart, their soul, and see nothing wrong with it. I've seen some stuff on social media a while back, and I've talked about it before, where a bunch of sisters in Africa are selling themselves to these people. And that is why I say poverty is a weapon. Why would they want to give that up? That is why Africa must remain poor. That is why the Caribbean must remain poor. That is why our people as a whole must remain poor. And the ones who are able to get some type of riches are the ones who decide to pull together and realize how the game is being played, are the ones who totally submit to them. And then at their mercy, or at the mercy of their masters, one or two may be pulled up the ladder. If you are not entertaining them or providing them some type of service to give them pleasure and joy, then your chances are slim. unless we pull together. And that is where vanguards come in, because we are not giving up. We don't care what the sellouts say. Many of our people don't like to hear people like vanguards talk about, yeah, we need to control our destiny. We need to take it back. And we need to continue with the mission that our forefathers have set out on. Many of those who have given up and who have been fully colonized mentally, physically, and in every way you can think of, they don't like vanguards, because we remind them, when they see us loving each other and loving ourselves, we remind them that they have given up. So they try to use your past against you to break you down, to bring you down, but never give up. We will never give up. We are not perfect. We had our past. We did things, but this is where we are today. This is where we are today. So we should not allow those people to drag us down, because they are our worst enemy, and we must always keep a close eye on them. 100%. Those ones who look like you, but their mentality is corrupt. It is defective, and it is against our upliftment, our growth, and our love of self. They treat it like it's an attack on them and their masters.